the woman I am today. Like, I aspire to be her, and I continue to just look to, like, my role model is myself. Like, I look up to the woman I see myself becoming, and I just continue to go forward from there. Though my mom was my first superhero. Seeing how far I've come, like, even now, it's like I just kept going and moving forward, and my counselor had asked me, like, I don't know how you, he had said, he like, I don't know how you got through and you just keep going. And honestly, I'm not too sure myself. I just, like, what just kept me going is, like, I knew I knew I was deserving of more and would do more than, like, what was around me. So I just kept going.
No way.
So I just kept going. And like, even with college, I knew I didn't particularly want to go to college or aspire to go to college, but I knew I felt within myself, like, I understood or innerly overstood that I needed to go to college, because not necessarily the college institution itself, but what I would learn about myself and the people I would meet will really help me fortify who I'm becoming. And I literally did my makeup. I think I talked about this earlier. I don't know. I did my makeup in the car, and, like, blush on the cheeks, highlighter on my eyes, blush on my eyes, like, use blush from, like, my lipsticks and stuff like that. I kind of got distracted. I'm like, why did that come up in my mind? But I guess, like, what it goes down to is be resourceful. Utilize your resource, and if you don't know the resources, find it out. Ask questions. Don't feel ashamed for asking questions. Like, I remember when I needed textbooks, I literally contacted the English department, and I was like, do y'all have, like, a textbook or, like, notepads or anything like you? So, like, that stuff, if you think about it, that's stuff that, like, these offices order in bulk anyway, and they don't necessarily, like, use them all. So I contacted the offices, and I'm like, I literally need a textbook, or I'm not a textbook. I need a book for class to, like, just write a notebook. And they're like, well, what type? I like, it doesn't matter. Like, it could be like a tiny notepad, whatever. I'm like, I just need it. And it was like, oh, do you need pens too? Whatever. And they gave it to me. Well, asked what I need and, like, offered to me. They're like, yeah, that's completely fine. And then there's some things, like, people don't typically think about, but it's like, if you truly want it and you need it done, baby, find a way, because there's always a way. And I really love the way this sun is shining on me right now, because I look scrumdiddlyumptious. And I don't know if that's a word, but I use it a lot. Scrumdiddlyumptious. How would we spell that? Scrum, SCRU, diddly, DITTLEY, umptious, UMPHEUS. I have no idea. But I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I feel relieved. It's over with. And I have the large commencement ceremony tomorrow, which I'm just going so I can get my degree covered. And my auntie just texted me, and I'm like, I don't got my glasses on, so I have to text me familiar about but yeah, be resourceful, ask questions. And even if you really don't necessarily have questions, think questions you could ask people. Same thing in job interviews, just getting to know people in general. Like, beyond how's the weather? How are you doing? Because that's another thing. A lot of people instinctively will be like, good, but I'm like, no, how are you really doing today? Like, how do a check-in? Like, how do you feel mentally? How do you feel physically? Like, how do you feel spiritually? How do you feel emotionally? You know, all the things. And besides the weather, because why you asking me about the weather and you was just outside and I was outside, so we both know what the weather looked like. Come on. Be curious, not only about life, about other people, because we need more compassion in this world. But that's kind of like I would say a side tangent, but all of it's related. And truly enjoying the moment. Like, I'm glad, I'm happy, I'm honored, I'm grateful, and this is longer than I planned for it to be. So, yes, be excited, be active. And let me go message my people back, and I'm also going to, like, pin my hair up because I need to wash my face. Use sunscreen, please. Use sunscreen. Protect your skin. Use a water filter. Protect your water. Nourish your body. And if you haven't, eat some vegetables today, because you should be. You should be. Sorry, there's a lot of cars passing by. But hold on, what the sun look like? What the sun look like on it? I'm really excited because this came out beautiful, and I was kind of scared about. Well, not really scared. I wasn't scared. That's more of a serious term that isn't. But it was told to me like be careful about like at the concert because I might sell my silk press out, and the way I was in the concert, I was like in there because I was shaking mine because I had some tight, what do you call it, foam rollers in my hair, or whatever the hell it's called when it's the long sticks of them when you roll in their hair. There's a video of me recording somewhere with them in my head, and I didn't take them out until like a few minutes before the concert, like, and they was so tight. The curls were so tight, so I did them loosely on the way up here, but they're falling now, but it got bounce, it got body, it got bounce, it got body. Yes, I realized I'm not gonna say I'm doing it like I'm just being me. I'm not gonna apologize for being me because I know it's like I be trying to tone down sometimes. Let me take a picture because it's cute. I don't know if I pressed it or not, but because I don't got my glasses on, so I can't really see like that. So while I have lost my train of thought, baby, I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed, but I'm gonna actually at this. I'm gonna message my auntie back, wash my face, wrap this hair. I'm gonna throw it in a bun or something. Well, not gonna throw it in a bun because I don't want to get no what's in it. But yes, I really forgot what I was gonna say. But it's okay. It is what it is. But either way, I guess from this, I just want people to know like it's hard, but if it's something you really want, just do it. Cause really, I'm not gonna lie or anything. But like last semester, I wanted to drop out, and it was like finals week. And while I had A's in my classes, like yeah, mentally, I was exhausted. Physically, I was tired. Spiritually, I was just like spent. And I was also in part because I had people around me that like wasn't truly supporting me. In addition to just like coming to terms with like, you know, the mental turmoil and the heart-wrenching turmoil of like knowing that a friendship is coming to an end, and just a lot, and just, like spiritual awakening, and just like finding out more things about myself and how I give love to others, but also more importantly how I needed to love myself. And I was just like exhausted. I was just super exhausted, burnt out, and I felt guilty for being burnt out. And like literally like that whole week, I was calling Student Central. And for those who don't know what Student Central is, if you have like, you know, in high school or like middle school, whatever, or like what do we call it, primary or secondary school, depending on where you're at, they have like the guidance office, or like in elementary school. I don't know so many elementary schools that have a guidance office. So if you think of it like the principal office, but you have like a person, like a advisor or somebody you can go to. But the Student Central is in charge of like academic affairs. It's in the sense of, you know, billing, registration, making sure you register for classes and stuff like that. And I kept calling them and hanging up, like sometimes I make it to one person to pick up, but sometimes I wouldn't because I wanted to put a request in for them to withdraw me out of school. And literally had one semester left this semester, and I just got my degree. And it was really hard. And I guess in like looking back on that, like yes, I've showed you this leading up, some like a little bit of look in, but like I'm going to post like literally how like I recorded videos during finals week. Like those last 2 weeks, last semester, and like literally it was like I was fine and I was breaking down. And just like coming to terms with all that, and that's okay. It's okay. So like it's not only you. You're not crazy, and you don't have to be graduating from university. You could be in trade school. It could be a job. It could be high school. It could be middle school. It could be elementary. For hell, like all this shit is fucking hard. Okay, why ain't nobody talking about how hard this shit is? Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry because like you on my page, but like I'm cussing more than I would have liked to. But shit, it's fucking hard, and nobody's talking about how hard this shit fucking is. And I've used that. I'm saying the word. I'm dropping a bomb a lot. I recognize that. But like what the it's hard as heck. And everybody's like making it all glamorous, like prom, like graduation. But the fuck, you ain't talking about what led up to it, like, which you don't have to. But like, let's not. People forget how hard it is just like to live in society. Everybody who like went through the pandemic, as a student, and even as a worker, but talking about students specifically, like me, my freshman year, they literally kicked us off campus. We had a 5 days notice, and like you had to get all your stuff off campus. And for the international students, I can only imagine how hard that shit was. I'm just fortunate to have had like my mom, a few hours away, which even that itself is taxing. Not everybody has the support to be able to like do stuff like that. Even then, it was like difficult. Yo, I look Kiajane. I was gonna say my middle name, but I don't know if I want y'all to know my middle name. Because I hate when people, when you out somewhere and they be like, hey, somebody yell out your government, and I'm like, not the government, not the birth certificate name. Okay, let me get calm. But yes, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, because I came in, I started school early. I had like 2 weeks off from when I graduated high school because I was in the honors program. So we started school that semester, like the summer semester. So I had 2 weeks off from high school graduation. And I think we might have had a weekend for like 4th of July. But then when we got out of that, there was only like 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks. No, I think it was only 2 weeks because we ended. Yep, because our last day was July 26th, and that's my sister's birthday. Started in August, so it was like 2 weeks until we had to be on campus for school, which like depending on where your birthday lined up or whatever you signed up to move in. I think I moved in on like the 19th or the 18th. I feel like it's the 19th of August, 2019. By February of 2020, they were saying we had to be off campus, and it was like a lot of wild stuff. Like I had just got in, like I was in a car accident, I was having extreme pain in my body, and found out like I was diagnosed with scoliosis, and was getting into physical therapy just for had to be sent home, but you have to be in the city of Bloomington to be able to like go to the physical therapy office. Just to like if you don't go for a certain amount like a days or so, they removed you and have to go through the process again. And they also shut down they closed the clinic, so I had to go through all the process again. And I was working like I think I was working four or three jobs at the time, just getting it. And it was like literally on this time when we came back like that following winter or so, I didn't have time to process us being amidst a pandemic because I was working so much. Like I didn't have mental capacity, and I was still getting on the honor roll and stuff. It was just like for those of us like having to work to make sure you have the means like in school and you're able to get the books and all those things, in addition to family factors that make it difficult because people don't talk about that part. And doesn't necessarily mean like family not supporting you. It could just be like your home environment. There's not really a space for you to focus and study. Like I know for like single mothers, or it's just not even just single mothers, but parents in general, like how hard it is when they're in school. Like I'm not gonna say her name, but like a student who I met, like love you, girl, child. I know you working at the House of Representatives doing that thing, and we talk about we need to catch up. She has her kids are like in high school and stuff. And going through that and just graduated, got that degree. Shout out, listen, round of applause. Maybe make that. Okay, that's not appropriate. But I'm so excited. I love seeing people win. And even when people quote unquote, what do you say? When you say they win, then if you don't win, you lose. But I feel like a loss isn't a loss unless if you ain't learned nothing, then you lost. I think if you learn something from it, like 2 L's make a W. And even one L, break that hoe up, make it a W. Because if you learn something from it, you ain't ever failed. Hello. You learn something from it, you ain't ever failed. If you learn something from it, you ain't ever failed. But let me hurry up, because I'm standing up and my kneecaps starting to hurt. Both my pinky toes swollen up like little sausages. And then the little, what do you call it? The index toe. What is the name of the toe? Because we just talk about the big toe and pinky toe, but not the other toes. So like, what is the other toes called something? Either way, I'm ranching now, and I'm just like going on because 1, I'm tired. 2, I still need to measure my auntie back, and then I need to wash my face, and then watch some TV. It hasn't really hit me yet that I graduated, so I might randomly cry as well. That's okay. I'm happy. So be happy, have fun, and I hope you continue to discover more about yourself and learn. Let's actively be curious about ourselves in the world. So, love, abundance, peace, soulless, into and upon you. And this has been Kiajane Untitled. Have a wonderful night, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful dawn, have a wonderful dusk. Wherever you are, I don't know. That's your business. I'm out.